my bowl and then
Pack
doing
away.
the rumble thing. The rumble thing.
There's a thing. There's a thing. The rumble thing.
I have to go to my content. I have to.
This thumbnail is awesome. Imagine there really is like some sort of
intervention coming soon.
like alien that's like addicted to Earth violence.
What if
wasn't that a premise on South Park?
I was gonna say South Park or Simpsons. Like it's a TV show and everyone's watching it. You know, Earth.
No, but I'm saying they did this as a premise on South Park, where the aliens were watching the planet for entertainment purposes, and specifically like the violence and shit. I can't hear. I can see. But that's okay. I know the song. It's for the viewers. It's for the viewers. It's not for me. It's I can't bang my head on time. Well, at least it's playing through the YouTube. I just noticed that spinning thing around the countdown clock. Wow. Just the little things, like when one auditory sense isn't being stimulated, all the other things start to become noticeable.
Yeah, I understand the animated, like
I don't think it needs to be animated. Oh, maybe if there was some space. I don't know if it's necessary yet. Like, what if the pot leaves are spinning? You're wondering why I have all this heat gear on. It's because of what Bam out of fire. He scored 83 points in one game. The only other person who scored more points than him, Will Chamberlain, and that was in a game that was untelevised. There's no footage of it. Wow. And it was played in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Yeah, well, I mean, that's sort of the argument. Is you need photo evidence. Like most other things.
Welcome to the Dumbfounding Dipshits podcast. I am Mike. That is Ryan. We are your dipshits of the evening.
What's up, dipshits?
Hello.
And we are back Wednesday. Another Wednesday. Another week of bullshit.
Cheers, everybody.
So, is Earth violence alien heroin? Is the question.
Well, if they're watching, they're either disgusted with our actions or loving every second of it because it's a reality TV show for them. Oh my god! Sorry, that's a short.
I mean, think about it. If they have the tech to fly halfway across the galaxy, right?
Well, who said they're flying halfway across the galaxy? Who says they're not in the ocean somewhere just watching the reality TV show that is Earth?
Well, let's just say they're from
Unless you,
another planet, right? And they had to get here, right? So if they could fly halfway across the galaxy, they would definitely have the tech to at least see what the fuck we're doing, right? I mean,
absolutely.
right? And maybe that shit in the water is their surveillance
What do you guys think out there? Do you guys
equipment.
think that we are the reality TV show for the extraterrestrials or aliens or
Yes, we are
interdimensional
definitely
beings or whatever you think they are?
galactic trash TV.
Galactic. we are.
We are Jerry Springer for aliens, like pretty much.
Jerry Springer for
And the Maury Show. And the Maury Show.
Can you see that? Does that pop up for you if I do that? Can you read that?
Yes. Hi. Hi.
Because on my screen it looks weird as fuck. Like it blends
Hi,
in with
Case
the
and Wheeler.
background.
Yeah, but like, I haven't seen the comments pop up in a little while, but that just did it.
Well, we actually don't get a lot of.
I saw a comment there.
Yesterday,
You see?
excuse me, last week we got a bunch, but you didn't notice them. Bad.
I didn't see them. They were bad comments.
No. I'm saying you were bad. I'm blaming you for something you didn't do. It's okay.
I have no control over this technology.
So what's going on in the world today?
Oh, more bombs in Iran. And you were just showing me a video of how normal it looks over there.
Allegedly, well, that's not now. That's like, I don't know when that was, but it was
before the bombing campaign.
Yes, but apparently it was very, very.
It looks like just like any other country, pretty much.
It didn't look anything like what they say it is. It just,
and the mall looked like
the mall.
Yeah, and mall looked like a mall here, but that's just two places. You know what I mean? And that seemed like a very metropolitan area, and I feel like the more metro an area is, the more likely it is going to be a little bit liberal about things. Like you were showing me, like women walking around without head coverings.
That's the capital. That's where the Ayatollah is, and all those guys. That was
but I'm sure in the rest of the country, in like the more backwoods areas, it's definitely more strict, and they're way more conservative.
Max,
like if you're up in the hills or some shit, right?
What's the topic here? The topic is basically. I mean, Ryan, what's the topic here?
The topic is we're an embarrassment to the galaxy.
The United States is the Earth. Earth is the United States. The Earth is an embarrassment to the galaxy.
Yeah, and this isn't even a critique to any regime. This has nothing to do with like, I hate Iran, I hate the United States. It has nothing to do with that. I don't hate anybody. I just think that everybody needs to have a little bit more decorum.
And if you're watching us on the Nothing Network, the main channel is the DFDS podcast, the Dumbfounding Dipshits podcast page.
Like and subscribe. But
the topic for today is basically a lot of things. We're going to go watch some videos from different channels that go into conspiracies and other things. And we basically believe we are just a reality TV show for the extraterrestrials or interdimensional beings or, you know.
And our show is sort of just a critique on how, you know, stupid the world could be, and we react to a lot of
dumbfounding
dipshittery. Yeah, so I know I sent you a bunch of videos, and I know we didn't get all of them last week, and some of them were pretty funny and ridiculous.
Let's see what this is. This might be too long.
What did the Joker say in the original Batman? What did he say? He said, "This world needs an enema."
Did you say enema?
He said an enema.
Did he really say enema?
Yes. Jack Nicholson's Joker says...
Oh, Jack Nicholson. You got to be more specific.
I said the original Batman movie. I said the OG Batman movie. And I'm not talking about the Adam West one that was like a TV movie. I'm talking about...
You just dated us, bro. You dated us.
No, I'm just a comic book geek, obviously. And I have a little bit of, you know, like background knowledge on the topic. What is this? What am I watching? It's a foggy airplane.
The video is called "The Plane That Landed with Nobody Inside."
It's a gray morning in 1931. Fog hangs low over a small coastal airfield. No flights are scheduled, and no radio calls have been received. Yet through the mist, a shape appears. A twin-engine airliner glides silently toward the runway. Its landing lights cut through the fog. Its wheels touch down. Smooth, steady, perfect. Ground crew rush toward the aircraft, waving, calling out. But no one responds. A mechanic climbs the step, peers into the cockpit, and freezes. The captain's seat is empty. The co-pilot's seat is empty. Every single seat in the cabin, empty. A passenger airliner landed flawlessly, with no human on board. This is the mystery of Flight LX-127.
Is this real?
Okay, all right, hold on a second. All right.
2 years later, a dusty...
So, immediately I go to, what year was it? 1937?
What flight? I don't remember. What flight did it say it was? Flight
Whatever. Whatever. Who gives a shit? The year is important. The year is important. 1937, passenger airplane. Definitely Indiana Jones was on, and he definitely landed the plane and then like immediately got himself into a compartment underneath, and as everybody boarded the plane, he just scurried off out of the landing equipment. There you go, mystery solved.
B-17 bomber that landed itself. This is not a this is a passenger
room.
He said a passenger jet.
Yeah.
And I also call bullshit because they had remote control shit back then, didn't they?
I don't know.
But how do you remote control land a plane unless you could see the plane back then? They didn't have like video equipment to work with that. It's not like we have drones. How we have drones.
Dr. Emil Hartmann, aviation safety analyst, pulls out a heavy box labeled Accident File LX-127, closed, unsolved. Hartmann has dedicated his life to understanding crashes. He believes every mystery has a cause. He spreads out old photographs of the ghost airliner, ground crew, police, a chalkboard showing crew 3, passengers 8, missing 11. Hartmann whispers, airplanes don't fly themselves. Someone made a choice, or someone failed. So if no one was on board when it landed, where did they go?
Europe, 1931. Montage of early aviation. Fabric wings, wooden propellers, wicker seats. Pilots navigating by rivers, coastlines,
no
and
nose or
luck.
mouth.
Commercial flying is young. There are no black boxes. Weather forecasts are unreliable. Radio navigation is primitive. Aerolux, a growing airline, announces a new route, Hamburg to Copenhagen to Oslo. Their promotional posters promise fast, modern, safe. But in reality, every flight is an experiment, and some experiments fail.
November 12, 1931. Rain lashes the Hamburg airfield. Mechanics tighten straps, load luggage, and refuel the small airliner.
I don't think that existed back then. That kind of
silhouettes. Captain Johann Meyer, cautious, experienced. First Officer Eric Lund, ambitious, obsessed with new radio beacons.
I really know this.
Stewardess Anna Weiss, calm and professional. At 9:06, Flight LX-127 takes off into low cloud. At 9:47, Copenhagen receives a final normal message. LX-127 to Copenhagen. Position south of Fehmarn. All well. Then, silence. By 11:10, the flight fails to arrive. By noon, the flight is officially missing. Families wait. Search teams launch. But hours later, the missing aircraft reappears on a completely different airfield, flying itself. Back to Hartmann in 1963, walking into a storage hangar. Under a tarp sits the original LX-127 fuselage, preserved like a relic. He studies the cockpit photographs. Throttle set to idle, instruments showing normal readings, a burned-out cigarette in an ashtray.
I'm sorry, I'm turning this shit off.
It's boring as shit. It's all AI. It's all AI bullshit, bro. This is why I hate the internet now. I hate the internet because it's just flooded with AI bullshit. Like everybody's problem with AI and like fucking and Gronk and ChatGPT and all this. Everybody's like, oh, Terminator. Like, no, it is just it doesn't get human emotion and how to even make fake videos. You know what I mean? Because it was all. Just show me something real. I don't need to see faceless fucking, avatars just acting shit out, and half the shit there wasn't even like lined up with the date that it was supposed to take place as far as like what it's supposed to look like. At least do better with that. I think AI needs a special effects department.
What happened in this video? Let's see. Ooh. You did a little roll there.
That's when the party starts. When somebody falls off the bow of the ship.
Wow. There's no urgency to get the guy either.
And he also like hit the boat. He hit the ship twice before he even went in the water.
In his head, it looked like.
Mm-hmm. That'll be a war story.
A war story, more like a drunken. Let's see if I can pause at the right moment. Yo, I hate that. Like Facebook and those others give you the option to fucking like autoplay with the volume on. Doesn't give me that option. Like, you need a toggle thing here or something. Because now I'm gonna play. It's gonna miss the first fucking 3 words he said.
Recently in the Middle East, they're using suicide drones. As a Muslim, I never thought automation would take one of my jobs. Do you know what I'm saying? I saw a thing recently in the Middle East. They're using suicide drones.
No.
As a Muslim, I never thought automation would take one of my jobs. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not just the Middle East. I saw it in Ukraine where the soldier was playing dead. And he's just waiting, and the drone is sitting there waiting and watching him, and he's just playing dead. Then I guess at some point he's like, "Fuck," and he tries to get up to run and just and kills him.
Yeah, that shit is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like the drone shit. Like okay,
even though there's a person controlling it, what happens when there isn't?
Yeah, but even it's what's even scarier is not even like the war like machines. It's like the ones that you're supposed to use for everyday convenience or even just for entertainment, like those drone light shows that they now are like replacing fireworks. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then when you see them malfunction and you just see like 100 drones just fall out of the sky, just cracking people in the head, as they're staring up at it. They're like, oh, wow, pretty lights. And then just boom.
What do you guys out there think of drones? Are they scary? People are like,
they're fun to play with.
Yeah, I could never get it to work. John had one.
You got to turn the switch on. It's not going to work unless you turn the switch on.
He had this fancy one. He was going to use it at the studio I used to own, and so he sets it up, and he puts it in the port, like the docking bay thing, and we plug it in, and he goes, "All right," and he turns on the controller. Nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
And he presses like all the I don't know. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. And I blame user error.
Did he charge it?
It was in the charging port. It was in the docking thing so you would assume that it would be charging, and if you
maybe somebody sold him a lemon.
I don't think he's ever used it. I don't think he's ever read the manual, so you can't really.
Yeah, that could do it. Knowing how to operate it usually would.
Yeah, I would go with operator error. What's going on here? Is this also operator error?
It seems like it's going to be.
Oh my God, he could have died.
Operator error.
Is it though? He didn't know that was.
He probably thought it was solid ground. He sunk that thing, bro. He sunk that wheel right into that. It was like quicksand. Oof. God damn.
That's crazy.
Operator error. This guy really, going head first into the mud. I got to give respect to his due because he's really rocking that Pauly D blowout.
Yeah.
That held it all together, even though he got out being head deep in dirt. Look at that. Well, I mean, okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
No, that's okay.
Look at that. All right, some depressing stuff. You guys ready for some? You guys ready to be depressed? If you weren't already depressed with the way you,
because we all know that's why I'm here.
With the cost of gas, and the cost of food, and the cost of everything, and there's no end in sight. If you weren't depressed before, sorry, guys.
I do want to be recorded for history's purposes before I know what was going to happen in regards to this if it goes through. Iran will immediately use the money that it's receiving in sanctions relief to begin to build up its conventional capabilities. Iran is led by a supreme leader who is a radical Shia cleric with an apocalyptic vision of the future. He is not a traditional geopolitical actor who makes decisions on the basis of borders or simply history or because of ambitions. He has an religious apocalyptic vision of the future, one that calls for triggering a conflict between the non-Muslim world and the Muslim world, one that he feels especially obligated to trigger. And he's going to possess nuclear weapons. This is the world that we are on the verge of leaving our children to inherit. And perhaps we ourselves will have to share in it.
So as you can see from this map, this war, it is the end of the world. Because this situation is so dire that Europe, okay, specifically Germany, France, and Britain are talking about entering this war. And guess what? If that happens, it is possible that Russia and China
already kind of involved
will also enter this war on the side of the Iranians.
Yeah,
this is World War III. Okay?
No, hasn't this dude predicted? Hasn't this dude predicted like 90% of like what has happened in the last 5 years by just doing math? Hasn't he just like I keep seeing videos with him and he's like through his calculations he's like this will happen and then 6 months later that happens.
Yes, I do like his videos. I do appreciate the amount of times he is correct. I do watch his videos. However, I have watched videos where they debunk some of his stuff. But not all of it, obviously, just some of it.
Well, how do you debunk it if it's just a prediction not and then it happens?
Not all his stuff is predictions that are happening.
Yeah, that's why I said like 90%. Like, so, 90%. That's pretty accurate.
History of certain things where he was a little bit off or wrong about certain things.
He's not wrong about the, doomed to repeat history. He's not wrong about that.
History never repeats itself. The same thing never happens again. It's just
there's also really like, I know like you're playing devil's advocate on that one, but it's funny. No, I know. It's funny how like you could argue against that because nothing identically happens the same way. However, like things do sort of mimic each other. It's just that obviously through the modern age and stuff, things are going to be different. Like there's no drone warfare in World War II or in World War I.
No, but
we had tanks back
drones, then. You had kamikaze pilots.
Yes, you had kamikaze pilots, you had tanks, you had torpedoes, you had things like that were just like, oh wow, this new weapon. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever the new weapon, they're going to use that. You know what I mean? Whether it's catapults in ancient Egypt or if it's bows and arrows thousands of years before that. Like it's just whatever the new technology is, how it's going to be played. You know what I mean? It's just that the human element never changes, and humans seem to commit to the same behaviors and the same dealings, at least between nations.
Especially,
you know what I mean?
It all started when we learned that we could take a rock and hit another one of us with it, and they fall down and they don't move.
Right.
That started it all.
Yeah, but then, right?
Wait a second. I just realized something.
What?
What he's talking about right now is happening right now. Literally in this picture. Because right now they are blowing up ships in that circle.
Yes. And I don't think France and Britain are 100% committed yet either.
No, but they want everyone wants their oil.
However, everyone wants their oil. Right.
And this is crazy.
Moves because of the importance of the Middle East. Everyone has to get involved at some point.
We have already informed the Europeans and everybody else that they should be careful not to be involved in this war of aggression against Iran. If they help I'm not trying to name any country, but if any country joins in the aggression against Iran, join America and Israel in the aggression against Iran, definitely they will be also legitimate targets for Iran retaliation.
This is also just into us. Sources tell CBS News Russia is providing intelligence to Iran on U.S. positions.
Fox News has confirmed that Russia is quietly providing intelligence to Iran to help with the targeting. This was first reported by the Washington Post. Russia's goal to prolong the conflict and drain valuable U.S. munitions, much like the U.S. has done by providing targeting intelligence to Ukraine after Russia's invasion.
It will establish the most dominant military power in the region outside of the United States, and it will raise the price of us operating in the region. They're going to build anti-access capabilities, rockets capable of destroying our aircraft carriers and ships, continue to build these swift boats that are able to come on us, these fast boats that are able to swarm our naval assets. And they'll make it harder and harder for U.S. troops to be in the region. They'll also work with other terrorist groups in the region to target American servicemen and women. And they may or may not deny that they're involved, but they will target us and raise the price of our presence in the Middle East until they hope to completely pull us out of that region.
Well, this has been going on since '79, so
missiles capable of reaching the United States. Those are not affected by this deal, and they'll continue to build them as they've been doing. And then at some point in the near future, when the time is right, they will build a nuclear weapon. And they will do so because at that point they will know that they have become immune, that we will no longer be able to strike their nuclear program because the price of doing so will be too high. And so I want to be recorded for history's purposes, if nothing else, to say that those of us who opposed this deal understood where it would lead. And we are making a terrible mistake. But here's the good news. Iran may have a supreme leader, but America does not. In this nation, we have a republic. And soon we will have new leaders, perhaps in this chamber, but also in the executive branch. And I pray that on their first day in office, they will reverse this deal and reimpose the sanctions and back them up with a credible threat of military force, or history will condemn us.
Isn't that exactly what Trump did?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm out. He ripped up the nuclear deal.
I honestly think that this is all going to happen anyway, and all that no war bullshit was bullshit. You know, it's obvious that because this is exactly what we said, you know, like we didn't want, and you know,
but Russia
for not doing what needed to be done at this critical moment in the world.
But then again, do you allow them to become a nuclear power? Like, and is it like number one? Okay, there's the argument: is it our place to deny them whether or not they become a nuclear power? But do you, as a citizen of the world, want certain countries to have it? I mean, maybe not any country to have it, but the fact of the matter is, we live in a world where
we don't want Myanmar to have a fucking nuke,
right? But I don't know if they could
civil war. So, like, you know,
yeah. I mean, you know, and you saw what happened almost with Pakistan and India threatening to bomb each other.
Both have nukes?
Yeah, they both have nukes, and then Pakistan also went to war with like Afghanistan. Like, does Afghanistan need another war there? Like,
I don't think they went to war. I think they just bombed the shit out of it.
They just bombed them, yeah. But I'm just saying, it's an act of war, and it's like, do they need to be bombed again? Like, honestly,
I think they bombed the mountain areas where the terrorists were hiding. I don't think they like targeted the government. They targeted.
Does it sound familiar?
Yeah, but for some reason, I believe them a little more about it.
Well, there's no incursion. They didn't like ground troops in. They just started shooting rockets at them. But
yeah.
You know, it's still picking a fight, though. You know, and for what reason? You know what I mean? And they took these so-called terrorists in. They housed them for fucking 20 years.
New today, and again,
I guess somebody didn't pay their rent. That's all I'm saying.
Revolutionary Guard target U.S. forces and targets inside the Middle East. What do you say about that?
So I heard a rumor on one of these conspiracy sites or one of the reels or whatever, that the U.S. is downplaying how bad it is for them, and that in right now most of our satellites and information.
Oh, I've heard such things. Yeah,
are destroyed, and we don't know when the next attack is coming because Russia and Iran successfully destroyed them all.
Well, I don't know about that. That I don't know about. I don't know if you could get rid of all of our You know what I mean?
Well, I think if in fact they're doing it, for sure, that's kind of a mistake on their part. If they should just step back, realize this is a lost cause, and they and the Chinese as well, and we shouldn't do it. Because all that does is just increases the animus we have towards the Russians, meaning Vladimir Putin, if he is helping them target Americans and our targets that are out there.
We are now in the 7th day of this war, and it continues to broaden. Obviously, a very major assault by the Israeli Air Force on a bunker of the regime in Tehran that was apparently used by the Ayatollah. That was going to be his command post in case of war with Israel. He did not survive long enough to be able to use it, we're told. Unclear how damaged it was, but Israel said
they voted
it used
him
50
as
warplanes and about 100 munitions, many of them we understand to be one-ton bomb, 2,000 pounds of high explosives, so that can cause some pretty cataclysmic damage. North of where we are on the Israeli-Lebanon border, there have been significant skirmishes. Israel has expanded its war to that second front in Beirut, attacking Hezbollah there. Troops are moving into southern Lebanon. We've had drones hit Kurdish areas in Iran and also in Iraq. There's been a drone hitting Azerbaijan. Obviously, a U.S. submarine downed a Iranian Navy warship off the coast of Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean. So this continues to grow. We understand that Russia has been offering some sort of assistance. They've been
allegedly that ship we got sunk was not wasn't like the biggest ship in the Navy. It was doing an exercise with the Indian Navy as well, so it was not like a warship allegedly.
Right.
That's what Iran said, but I don't believe anybody anymore.
I mean, don't you think that both sides are going to downplay how hard they got hit? You know what I mean? I mean, right now we're at what, 7 dead soldiers, right? And like dozens injured or something like that, right?
Bomb a school too. An a girls' school, an all-girls school or something.
Yeah. Supposedly
Iran, unclear exactly what that is, but this continues to expand.
Harris, you're pointing out a couple of things. First of all, the range of the attacks by Iran since this conflict began, targeting and hitting at least 12 countries so far, and also targeting what could be seen as friendly countries. Most recently, Azerbaijan, this country just on Iran's northern border, targeted by Iran on Thursday with a drone strike. Both countries Shiite Muslim nations, yet Azerbaijan being targeted, those drone strikes exploding in an international airport, wounding 4 and causing some serious infrastructure damage. The response from Azerbaijan has been fierce. The president saying there will be retaliation.
So this is just coming in, and you can see smoke rising over Tehran. You'll be able to see that momentarily as both the U.S. and Israel continue strikes from the air on terror targets. So this was that original point of view of Israeli pilots. And the capital city, with that smoke rising now, through the hour, we will bring you these new images as we get them. And I'm going to ask my team to pop that up as soon as we get it in, because I didn't see it. There it is. Okay. I am joined now by my next guest. I want to get to this. Nations around the Middle East are on high alert, as we are here at home. Iran is attacking them. The radical Islamic Republic launching new strikes on Gulf states today, and Iran is going after our U.S. embassies across the Middle East. In fact, the U.S. embassy in Kuwait is now closed following Iran's drone strikes there. Iranian media reporting new attacks on Bahrain's capital. The building that houses the Israeli embassy was targeted there. And Qatar says Iran has now attacked its navy. Now remember, these are countries that Iran might have thought were, if not neutral, friendly. They're hitting them. Iran rapidly expanding now the conflict, aiming at 12 countries and at least 2 territories that we know of. It's getting bigger by the hour as they desperately shoot out in every direction.
Questions are also emerging about how Iran developed this capability. Israeli defense analysts have raised the possibility of foreign technological assistance.
Yeah, it's not their weapons. It's other countries. Like what? Like how is it? Oh, the question is, how did they get such technology? It's like, how did all the rest of our allies get the technology? It's because we gave it to them. So obviously, another superpower is giving them weapons, like China or Russia. You know what I mean? You know what sort of upsets me a little bit is how this could affect sports.
What?
Because it's like, when is the next time UFC is going to be in Abu Dhabi? Probably not for a long time. You know what I mean? Is WWE gonna ever go back to Saudi Arabia? You know what I mean?
If they
Like,
do, hopefully they don't. Stay in
F1 has a race scheduled in Bahrain, in I think in a couple of months.
Put it in Mexico instead.
There's already one in Mexico.
God damn it!
Yeah, they have a race. They have a race in Mexico City later this year. But I'm just saying, like, in these, these are big money events and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that, they will not, like, it matters in the whole grand scheme of things of war. I'm just saying, like, personally sucks for me because I watch some of these sports. So, boo-hoo.
Did you have GI Joes growing up?
I had. Let me just give you a quick story on GI Joes. I had so many GI Joes, right? So many that I had like a little plastic bucket filled, because I had so many of them. I would break them and then rebuy them, break them and rebuy them. So all the broken GI Joes, I would throw them in this bucket, and then what I would do was I would take Metallica and Justice for All, and I would put the tape on, and I would start at side A blackened. I would set up all my tanks and all my fucking, like my vehicles and stuff, Cobra, Joes, the Dreadnoughts and all them, right? I'd have them all set up, and I would take the extra parts and just dump them out onto my bedroom floor, and those would be like the casualties.
Wow.
It would be like legs and arms and torsos and separated bodies. Because, do you remember there was like a little rubber band in the middle of them, right? That kept it together. That would always break first. So it was a bunch of severed bodies, like all on the battlefield. And I would set up the little soldiers like that. They were like walking over them and shooting. You know what I mean? And I'd play Metallica, and I would play my G.I. Joes on my bedroom floor. And that was my history with G.I. Joes. I love those motherfuckers.
I had G.I. Joes as well, but I wasn't as serious about them. I did blow them up on the 4th of July. And
yeah, you strap a firecracker to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never had this kind of a G.I. Joe.
Have you ever melted a G.I. Joe on a radiator?
No. Can't say that I have.
Bro, okay. Do you remember how crayons, if you hot radiator, you put a crayon, it would melt, right? The plastic in a G.I. Joe would melt almost just as quick.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I didn't have Two-Face from Batman, and I had Batman, I had the Joker and stuff, right?
And now you had Two-Face?
I had a Two-Face, yeah, because I would just take the G.I. Joe and just smear it across the metal radiator. I would pop the cover off, smear it across the radiator, and instant Two-Face.
Well, here's the G.I. Joe I never had.
G.I. Joe Rogan! When the world needs answers, one man is asking the questions. Oh no, a hairless chimp is going after Marshall. G.I. Joe Rogan, move in! He's hurt. Initiate recovery protocol. Activate heat shot proteins in the Ways to Well playset. Quick heal with BPC 157. Get to work. It's time to uncover the truth.
How big was the craft?
Oh no, it's Alex Jones.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water.
G.I. Joe Rogan playset comes loaded with official on-it accessories. It also includes limited edition compound bow and realistic elk target. Bring home the full G.I. Joe Rogan playset.
Realistic elk target. There's a Joey Diaz. Do you see the Joey Diaz figure? There's a Theo Vaughn.
The world needs it.
What's his name? Duncan Trussell was back there too.
I'd buy a Joe Rogan action figure.
Wow.
I have a Bill Burr action figure, actually.
You do?
Yes, I do. Okay. I don't know. Like, you're not really, I guess, familiar, but Bill Burr played a character on The Mandalorian in season 1 where he was like, where he was like a stormtrooper veteran.
So hold on. So I know who Bill Burr is.
Right.
I didn't even recognize it was Bill Burr at first.
He's actually a pretty decent actor.
And then after it was over, I was like, you know what? He was a very decent actor. He was good.
Yeah, isn't that a good actor? Like a good actor is when you don't even realize it's them when you're watching something.
Very like, wow.
But he did really good, and they made an action figure based on that character, and I bought it because I was like, it's Bill Burr in an action figure form, even though it's a Star Wars character, and obviously like I have a bunch of Star Wars shit. I had to get it. It was on sale at like Five Below, for $5. So I consider that a steal.
Here's another morbid fact.
That was the sound of gunshots echoing through the streets during the siege of Sarajevo in the Bosnian War. During the siege, civilians lived under constant sniper fire from soldiers positioned in the surrounding mountains. Between 1992 and 1995, more than 10,000 people were killed in the city, including at least 1,500 children. Decades later, investigators finally uncovered extremely disturbing evidence suggesting some of those sniper positions were used for what became known as the Sarajevo Sniper Safari. According to testimony in ongoing criminal investigations, wealthy foreign visitors allegedly paid tens of thousands of dollars to Bosnian Serb forces for the opportunity to fire at innocent civilians.
I don't know if it's alleged anymore. I think it's proven.
Witnesses claim the visitors were escorted to hillside sniper nests overlooking Sarajevo, where they could shoot at people crossing streets or running between buildings. Some reports even described a price list for targets, with higher payments allegedly associated with killing children. Italian prosecutors opened a war crimes investigation in 2025, and the first suspect has been formally placed under investigation for multiple counts of murder related to the alleged sniper tourism.
Christ.
And how about this? I don't think that's the only time that's happened. I think that's been done in South America. I think that's been done in Africa. I think that's been done in Asia. Vegas. I think that's been done all around the world. Vegas is probably the one that we talk about the most.
Well,
and
I think
that's
what happened, but
but we talk about that conspiracy theory a lot about the Saudi, and what I'm saying is like like in retrospect, like thinking like when I heard about this, and then we've been talking about the Vegas shooter for a while, and then when I'm like this couldn't be the only time that's happened. Right, because let's just put it this way: is Epstein the first fucking pedo peddler? Right, like on a high scale? No. Historically speaking, you've probably had people putting other people in compromising positions for centuries, for leverage. So this is just the first time that somebody's been caught and put on this kind of a spectacle. Do you know what I mean? So this dude in Italy is just one of probably thousands of rich folk who've paid to fucking just snipe at people. You know what I mean? How many times do you think somebody said they're going on African safari and then like, oh, I didn't come back with any pictures? It's like, well, what were you doing? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this shit happens all the time, actually. I think it's like sort of free terror on the part of the militaries that allow this to happen. And obviously this is a fucking sick practice. You know what I mean?
So I don't know what this video is. It just says sensitive content. This video contains.
Ooh, this one's gonna be a little edgy.
I don't know what it is.
Edgy video coming through. Let's see. What is this?
If you're squirmish or I don't know, just. Oh.
I got a story. And yo, is that just the washer? It's just the washer. Okay. Yeah. So this does happen a lot on construction sites, believe it or not. I worked in drywall for 20 years. I had a foreman, and it was the last drywall patch of the day. He was going to install it, right? And he had like two, he had two that he had to do. So he had one, and this guy was like, want to get out of here. I was going to stay late to finish it. He had to go, right? Because he had to catch the Long Island Railroad home or the Metro North or something, right? He put the board up on the wall. He put the first two screws in, went to go get another screw, put it back in, looked down at his pocket, and just did the motion and he went in sideways, that guy. That guy went in sideways. The guy that I know, he went in straight. Like between the fucking fingers, knuckles, the metacarpals, right? The metacarpals, yeah, because that's your hand, carpal. And I had to back the DeWalt screw gun out because he couldn't. I was like, all right, I'm gonna back it out slow. I just laid my finger on the trigger slow and watched it coil out slow, and no blood, dude, no blood. It was, I mean, he swole up. The guy did come into work the next day with it all wrapped up and shit.
The carpenter that was doing the nail gun, and like he did it while holding something, it went right into his thumb.
That's harder to get out, dude.
And hold on,
that's harder to get out.
Pulled it out and went back to work. It got infected. They had to remove like a portion of his thumb, so they stitched it to his hip to grow back.
Yes.
So he's walking around with his thumb stitched to his hip.
Yes, I've heard of that. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's just like, just be safe.
So we do have
watch what you're doing.
Graphic that I haven't played in forever.
Ooh, we got some conspiracies. Get your tinfoil hats out, guys.
They cut off the dipshits part. That was lame. All right.
In this podcast, Eddie Bravo predicted everything about the Israel-Iran war.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that's going
in
on
24
is linked to Jeffrey Epstein. That's what I think. I think
everything.
I think everything.
It's hard. It's hard not to believe that now, though.
Everything.
Who's
UFOs?
connected? Who? Like I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you know,
yeah,
look,
all of it. All of it.
Since I met you, we've discussed UFOs. UFOs have been around. They've been talking about them since Jesus left Chicago. Right. But the last 3 fucking years, everybody's seen fucking UFOs. Yeah.
How about that Miami shit? Come on. Come on, dog.
The people who did coke for 40 years.
Yeah.
That's what you saw. You didn't see no fucking aliens. But that's what they're selling all of. Now people from the Navy.
It's a distraction.
All of a sudden, all these pilots. Yeah. I was going here and they were
so
driving
fake.
right next to me, waving
it's
at
so
me.
fake.
Really? And now you decide to fucking tell me.
This is what I think.
Tell me.
There's a lot of important people that were on that list, right?
Right.
A lot from all over the world.
Right.
Politics,
Music,
Hollywood, music,
actors.
You saw the list is out, dog. No ass right there.
No
Chris
ass.
Tucker pretty much said it was real.
Yep.
Not that everybody on the list did shit. Who knows? It would be easy to, like you said, drag. Like if in the 90s or in the 2000s, if people would have liked my music and I would have had a record deal, thank God nobody liked it.
And somebody said,
hey,
let's go to an island.
Let's go to an island, dog. There's a billionaire. He's got a bunch of bitches there. We're gonna party. I think I would have went, dog. You know what I mean? Then you go,
and you're talking to a scientist,
and then you're
like, what the fuck is going on?
It turns into Eyes Wide Shut. You thought you were going to like a college party, and then it's like, no, it's a high school party.
like, dude, people brought their kids. You're like, no, dude, those are the bitches. Like, oh shit,
No,
I'd be on a
wait a
fucking
minute, wait a
kayak,
minute.
dog. I'd be on a fucking kayak. Where's Miami, dog? Listen, how far is Florida?
What do you think is?
The bitches?
What do you
No,
think? What do you think this UFO thing is? What do you think the UFO?
I
thing
think
is?
okay, no. The
I'm
point
asking
is
Joey.
no. This is the point. This is the point. My point is, the people that are on the list would rather, like, if they had a choice, you want to go to jail for this shit as a pedophile,
Or World War III.
or would you rather have World War III?
This episode is from January 20th, 2024, 2 years before the U.S. launched an attack on Iran.
Would you rather have fucking civil war? Would you rather have a fake alien invasion where the world changes, like the whole world changes right away? Where would you go? Would you rather go to Guantanamo Bay? Would you rather go to prison? Or would you rather have World War III, Mad Max, alien invasion? That's what I think. World War III would save them. Alien invasion would save them. And a civil war will save them. So they want all that shit, dog. They want all that. They want complete chaos.
Why is that shit being slow all of a sudden? That's weird. But I just want to point out
But it's eerily accurate, though. As far as I know it's a generalization, but it's like,
yeah, but
it's coincidental that as soon as shit hits the fan with that, we're at war with Iran, like immediately afterwards. Like, why couldn't we go to war with Iran day one after Trump is in office? Israel wanted to go to war with them then. It's because now all of the shit is in the light with Epstein, you know, aside from the redacted, but the redacted is like, we already know what's redacted because we already seen all the shit already. It's just the official release is redacted, but all those leaks were out with all those names exposed. It's why all these people are being accused of this, is because the names were out before it became like a released document from the government. You know, after the government did their editing, then it's official. But anything that was out before the government gave their, the whatever million files. How many million files?
I don't
know.
know.
Like whatever pages, millions of pages, whatever the fuck it is. It's just as soon as that happens, and then it's just like, let's fast track this war with Iran, because it was fast tracked. You know what I mean? There wasn't like a buildup. Usually there was a buildup. Like at least with Saddam Hussein, it was September 11, 2001, and then March 2003. So it was September 11, 2001, and then we spent that year and a half building up the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq and trying to make the media campaign to show that there was some sort of a relation between the two, which there never was. And it was just all to groom us to go to war with Iraq. We were talking about going to war with Iraq for more than a year before we actually did it. With this, it was like, bro, what are we? We're not even at the Ides of March. And we started talking about this like 2 weeks after New Year's, and then bang, we're in it. Less. I feel like it was more than 2 weeks after New Year's. It was less time before it was official, than that. So, you know what I mean? To fast track a war, like it shows either people and the powers that be acting in haste, and or just like, getting this all started to get everybody's mind off of the other bullshit, which a lot of people aren't done with the Epstein shit. I'm sorry. I'm not done with it. You know what I mean? I'm not done with the alien shit either. Not done with it.
Yeah, me either.
To be quite honest, still more interesting in the Iranian war.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I think.
I don't like that the list only released 300 people. A lot more than 300 people on that fucking island. And I think they took the bottom half. Like
was there really 300 people on that list?
I don't know. That's what
I don't
heard.
know if the official list has been released, has it?
Yeah. No. Who knows? The list could be fake. The list could be fake.
They're just releasing a list, but they're still covering up the fucking...
But Chris Tucker, he basically said... He didn't deny it. He said, yeah.
Right. He said he flew with Jeffrey Epstein to Africa, but he didn't say he went to the island.
Exactly.
I think the people that went to the island, that's where things get real weird.
No, but you could go to the island and not know either.
And he also had a place in Manhattan. He was famous for having big parties at this house in Manhattan that he got from the guy who owned Victoria's Secret.
The most expensive mansion.
Guy gave him this
$75 million mansion.
There was other guys that were like these big hedge fund guys that gave him like $100 million. Gave it to him.
And they can't track why.
Yeah.
Nobody knows why he was so powerful.
He did a
then
great
also
job
Trump's on
helping
the
me with
list,
money.
but Trump was like, he hitched a ride to Trump Towers.
What you got to look
Atlantic
into?
City.
What you got to look into is Ghislaine Maxwell was his partner, but
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Maxwell's father, or what the fuck, Ghislaine? Ghislaine.
I call her
Look
Ghislaine
into her
still
father, Robert
in this
Maxwell.
episode.
Yeah.
All the answers are right there.
Because he was
Here are some additional details for anyone interested. The idea that Jeffrey Epstein's recently released files are directly linked to the U.S.-Israel attacks on Iran starting late February 2026 is mostly a popular online conspiracy theory. Many people claim the war, now in its second week with heavy airstrikes, Iranian retaliation, and high casualties, serves as a deliberate distraction to shift public attention away from the explosive Epstein revelations and scandals, especially since Google searches for the files dropped sharply right after the bombing began. Critics nicknamed it Operation Epstein Distraction, and figures like Representative Thomas Massie have said things like, bombing a country on the other side of the globe won't make the Epstein files go away.
No.
While analysts note the timing helps bury domestic political fallout.
It's convenient.
I like Messi.
It's convenient. I'm just saying it's convenient.
It's all convenient. It's all.
Because then, like, obviously, like, couldn't, like, Trump have gone to war with them in his first term? That could have happened then. That all this still existed then.
What is this? A statue?
Oh, yeah. It popped up in D.C.
Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein in a pose inspired by Titanic was spotted in Washington, D.C.
I think it's a Banksy. This is hilarious, though.
Wow.
I'll never let go, Rose.
Online or someone, I always make sure to take a lunch and run down here so I can see it in person.
Wow.
Especially right now, it's so hard to deal with everything. This type of stuff helps a lot, and I think it should be semi-permanent until he's gone.
Wow.
That's hilarious. Gee, you can't do that in another country.
What is this?
Oh. To go along with the motif of the section of the show, I think I sent this one to you.
A team! Sean! We're going to war, soldier! Well, you are, not me. It's time to get boots on the ground!
It's Jeffrey's War.
Wow.
Are you a pathetic gooner looking for love?
Wow.
Aren't we all? Well, we've got plenty of ladies.
And they're just waiting for liberation.
All you have to do is beat our challenge. It's time to roll the die on your lives. Let's see what these boys won.
This is ridiculous,
It's crippling PTSD and higher gas prices. A brand new luxury casket. You answered C, and you are correct. Do you have what it takes to play with Jeff Craig?
We want you to play Jeffrey's War. Your local TV listings.
A team.
Wow, bro. AI is bad.
Sometimes it hits the nail on the head. I know I was dissing AI earlier in the episode. However, this one is spot on, and I really like how this led in, from the last segment. So it was a nice little compliment. It was a little bit of.
I have questions about this one.
On top.
Some serious questions about this one.
Nothing
How?
beats a Jet2 holiday.
Not just one.
And
What the hell?
You can save £50 per
Not just
person.
one, but two of them. How?
Nothing beats a Jet2.
Internet challenge has gone wrong.
What? These people are retarded. and by these people, I mean these two specific people spinning around.
Today, there's probably going to be something coming with the jaws of life to snip them out. But back in the day, they would just say, "Leave them. They deserve it."
Yes.
You learn your lesson. You're gonna stay there now.
Oh, have you heard about the Chili's bathroom?
No.
Man's live review from Chili's bathroom.
The guy, what did the guy live streamed himself taking a shit?
Just read.
All right. Currently trapped in Chili's bathroom because they're out of toilet paper. Uh-oh. I called the restaurant from the stall twice, asked for a refill. No one has come. It's been 15 minutes. My fajitas are probably cold. I was calling the wrong Chili's the entire time. They just came to my rescue. I don't know how to delete the reviews. Well, he went quick from a 1 star to 5 stars. Right. He must have really needed that fucking toilet paper. This is why you should bring flushable wipes with you wherever you go. I'm just saying, because you never know when you're going to go into a...
I'm a big wipe guy.
Yeah.
All right, this one can be kind of offensive, but I don't care.
Interesting.
Gender of their pet, and then ask them how they can tell.
Girl.
How do I answer this question? Because the cat can tell you how.
Because of her heart. She had ovaries.
Did she say she's got ovaries?
Ask a trans person the gender of their pet, and then ask them how they can tell.
I have that dog, and then I'm watching my parents' dog, and he's right there. So, both of them are boys. My dog is just eating his Happy Meals that I got him. Congrats. Puppies, LOL, love them. Yeah. How do you know they are boys? Well, I mean, I guess mentally I don't know that they identify as a boy, but they both have penises. So that is how I know that they are boys.
Gotcha, bitch!
So you use biology to determine dog gender. Do you know, I'm not going to get into this with you. A dog is a dog. A dog is not a human. They don't have the same mental as we do. Hey, Adam.
You sure about that?
So gender is mental. just going to keep on reading past.
Bitch, you played yourself. I'm sorry.
Ask a trans person the gender of their pet, and then ask them how they can tell.
So, I have a cat. It is a boy. He did get surgery for his
The speaks volumes.
I mean, I don't even know. Yeah, there is.
Gotcha, bitch!
I mean, not gender, more like, you know.
No, I don't know. You said it.
Biologically, he's a male, but gender-wise, he can be whatever, but yeah, I don't even.
Ask a trans person the gender of their pet.
Do whatever makes you happy, but like I don't know how to answer the question. What is this one? What do we got here? Just read the captions. It says it all. Right, guys? Everyone out there, we switched to paper straws because they were.
Everybody's got to do their part, Mike. Everybody's got to do their part.
And here we are, just blowing the fuck out of the earth. This is fucking kidding me.
At least the turtles are safe.
So when I go to the fucking store, restaurant, or anywhere that gives a hardware store, not a store, like fucking Starbucks or whatever, and I go there, and I have to get 6 straws because I know they're gonna fucking break before I finish my.
They disintegrate. The paper straws disintegrate. That I don't even take the paper straw. I just take the sippy cup.
I still drink it with a straw, even with a sippy cup.
No. I've if I don't get a plastic straw, I just drink out of the sippy cup. That's it. I'm not going to do the paper straw thing. I tried the paper straw thing like in a bunch of places, and they disintegrate into your drink like 3 seconds into it. Like, so why am I going to bother? You know?
I'm sure the paper straws have a purpose, like cocaine.
No, it doesn't really work well with cocaine, Mike.
I wouldn't know. Jesus Christ, man. All right. This video, if you laugh at this video, you're going to hell.
Oh, I lost volume.
Oh, no. I blame you. Not you, but you. You being the program.
Trump. Word matter.
Calling someone.
The R word is a dirty.
Disgusting.
Insult. It's demeaning.
That's the most retarded shit I ever seen in my life.
Dear President Trump. Word matter.
Calling someone.
Wow.
The R word is a dirty.
Disgusting.
Insult. It's demeaning.
That's the most retarded shit I ever seen in my life.
Make America retarded again.
Can I say this? Yo, I'm going to say, I noticed a lot of AI videos where people are putting Down syndrome filters over themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I don't know if I trust. Every time I see a Downs person, I don't know if I trust if it's AI or not.
This guy, this one here is.
I know him. Oh, we all know him. Yes.
So I'm. What I was gonna say is I would never call anyone in this video a retard. Ever.
Yeah.
But the guy that cut me off
is retarded.
Is a fucking retard.
Yes.
You know? Or the guy that cut me off and crashed into the guardrail is definitely a fucking retard.
Yes, I believe that word is solely for people without actual diagnosed disabilities, and or conditions, and it's for people who live their lives normally but just do retarded shit.
Exactly, absolutely. So, do you like Tucker Carlson?
I don't know if is like, I don't know. Like I mean, I follow him and I've seen a few of his interviews, and I remember him on Fox News.
Okay, I do
and
watch
CNN.
His thing with Nick Fuentes. I did watch his thing with Dave Smith. So
Yes, I watched the Dave Smith one. Oh, and by the way, new co-host for Legion of Skanks. Did you hear? The news came out today. Bobby, Bobby Kelly.
Bobby Kelly.
Why yeah,
is the name so familiar?
You know Bobby Kelly. Bobby Kelly is on. I don't know if he's on the SDR show with Big J. I think he does that radio show with Big J, but he was he was on the Louis TV show. He's a stand-up comedian. He used to be really fat. Did the GLP-1, lost a lot of weight. He's on Skanks all the time. Technically, I think he gave birth to the name. He called them a Legion of Skanks, and they named the podcast after what Bobby Kelly called them.
Interesting.
Yeah, but so he was part of the crew. He's always a guest on the show. So, and he's hilarious. He's fucking funny. I've seen him live probably 3 or 4 times, and I think he's hilarious.
Well, back to
one of my favorite comics.
So, if you've seen Tucker, this is Tucker, and it's kind of fucking dead on and hilarious. Hilarious.
This morning, I woke up to a smear campaign against me, claiming that I was somehow blaming Chabad, which is a Hasidic Jewish organization, for being behind the war in Iran. This couldn't be further from the truth. The smear campaign was obviously orchestrated by Israel. This morning I woke up to a smear campaign, a bunch of lies that were being told about me that in our last episode I somehow blamed the state of Israel for accusing me of blaming Chabad for being behind the war in Iran. The smear campaign was obviously orchestrated by Ben Shapiro, and we know that, we do. This morning I woke up to the notion that I somehow, in my last episode, blamed Ben Shapiro, accusing him of being behind orchestrating and instructing Israel to falsely accuse me of claiming that Chabad was behind the war in Iran. Nothing could be further from the truth. I would never blame Ben Shapiro for anything. I don't even know who Ben Shapiro is. Clearly there's an effort to make me seem as though I'm a liar and a manipulator and someone who distorts the facts and the context of my episodes. It's disgusting, and it's shameful. And it's very obvious to me that the people behind this kind of operation are Mossad, they're Bibi, they're people like Jeffrey Epstein who are operating posthumously, which I believe is possible. I believe that. I really do. And I've been told from multiple sources, by the way, that Mark Levin is involved as well. Like a lot of sources, like a lot. So at this point, you have Mossad, you have
he practiced.
Bloodthirsty, evil, and dangerous people on the planet. I really believe that. I really do. And you have Jeffrey Epstein operating from beyond the grave posthumously, and that's possible. I think he might be in Tel Aviv. He might be. All orchestrating a smear campaign against me, instructing Ben Shapiro to instruct the state of Israel to put out the false notion that I somehow accused Chabad of being behind the war in Iran. This morning I woke up to a smear campaign in which people were falsely accusing me that in my last episode I was somehow accusing Mossad, Bibi Netanyahu, Jeffrey Epstein, who's dead, by the way, and Mark Levin of orchestrating this false notion that I somehow was accusing Ben Shapiro of orchestrating the Israeli government to peddle this false notion that I somehow was accusing Chabad of being responsible for the war in Iran. Nothing could be further from the truth. I don't even know who those people are. Who are you? I would never blame people. I don't blame anyone. I would never do that. It's against my religion. It's clear to me at this point that this is a spiritual attack, a religious attack from Christian Zionists. This morning I woke up to this false notion, the smear campaign, implying that somehow in my last episode I was accusing Christian Zionists of instructing Mossad and Bibi and Jeffrey Epstein and Mark Levin to instruct Ben Shapiro to coordinate with the state of Israel to orchestrate a smear campaign to falsely accuse me of saying that I thought Chabad, the Hasidic Jewish organization,
what happened? You want to be on the podcast? Come on, you want to be on the podcast?
Nothing could be further from the truth. This didn't happen. If you watch the episode, you could see for yourself. Never said anything like that. I never would say anything like that as a man, as a white person, as a Christian. It's against my religion. I don't even know what Christian Zionist means, like at all. I try to stay grounded, based on the evidence. And for those who watch me on a regular basis, you can see that. Everything I say is based in facts. Nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. My show is grounded in
insanity. All right, the laugh, bro. The laugh is too fucking spot on. This guy, all right, if this guy doesn't make a career out of just impersonating Tucker Carlson, I'll be upset because this is a spot on impression.
Follow AJ Comedy out there.
Hilarious.
I looked in the mirror and I realized, oh, it's you. You're the smear campaign. This morning I woke up to a
spot on.
Oh, that was from Facebook.
You know how I can tell my dog's a boy?
How?
That's how.
Wow.
No ums here.
He does Piers Morgan.
This week, I got into a little back and forth with conservative commentator Ben Shapiro. It all started when Ben wouldn't return my calls, and I couldn't bear it. I think it's important for the purposes of this message to explain what my show, Piers Morgan Uncensored, is really about. And for once, I'm going to be brutally honest in doing so. Piers Morgan Uncensored is a television show. It's entertainment. It's show business. That's the world I'm in. And perhaps everyone in this internet space is in some respects. We all rely on the audience, and there's nothing wrong with that. While some people in this space value fame more than integrity, others value integrity more than fame. The question is, where do I sit? While I often claim that the show is about honest debate and dialogue, intellectual curiosity and truth, there's one value that trumps them all. Cultural relevance. Popularity. I cover what is popular, what is shaping the culture, and what gets views and ratings. And there's nothing wrong with that. But not being honest about that priority, about what really motivates the show, that is what's disingenuous. Now, it bothered me that Ben stopped coming on the show and stopped returning my calls, and he claimed the reason was because I have evil people on. And I do, rather intentionally. But I challenged them, and admittedly, the only reason I have them on to begin with is because of their popularity. If Kanye West or Sneeko or Nick Fuentes didn't have an audience, I wouldn't care to talk to them. That's what ultimately drives the show. To pretend otherwise is disingenuous.
No, and I think Piers Morgan would also agree to that. Like, you know how, like, all right, Joe Rogan, I want to have on whoever I want to have on, which is true. Sometimes he'll pull up a guest. I'm like, who the fuck is this person? Never heard of them before, right?
Like, oh, I invented this weird gadget thing, or
but the vast majority of the guests that are on any show, even podcasts, right, are because they have something to promote. Right? There's a certain level of popularity that comes along with them and viewers that come along with them. So if you think for any moment, Dave Smith would be on Piers Morgan live if Dave Smith didn't have like an internet following, you know, obviously the internet following that isn't because of Legion of Skanks, just his, you know, part of the problem and his libertarianism and all that stuff and all of his, you know, speaking and talking points and stuff like that. If he didn't have his audience, then why would he even be on the show? Because it's not about the debate that Piers Morgan has on the show itself. It's about the comments afterwards. It's about people who watch after the fact because they hear about all of like I'm not calling Piers Morgan a rage baiter. However,
kind of is.
He kind of sets the platform for that to sort of happen. People to get mad at each other.
Falcon 1, we are approaching target area. David 1, what is your status? Okay, we coming. 1 minute. Falcon 1, you all good? Copy that, David 1. Target is in sight. I repeat, target is in sight. We are awaiting confirmation. Do you copy? Brother, listen, chill. We're gonna do it when we're gonna do it, okay? I'll tell you when. 10 seconds to target area. Are we clear to strike? Bro, I'm literally going over the beach right now. I'm telling you, it's a vibe. David 1, are you locked on target? I think this is Hormuz or something. It's a Yofi. Control, we are at 5 seconds to payload for coordinated strike. David 1, what is your status? Yeah, it's a cave. Wow. Good
Cheers.
job, man. What are you doing? Are we clear to engage? One second. I'll tell you when. Control, we are about 1 minute away from being picked up on radar. It's now or never. Are we doing this? Wait a minute. Is it cool with everyone if I go into space? What? Go check out the moon? Literally, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Control, I am directly over target area. We are being picked up on radar. Do we have authorization to strike? Yeah. Okay, we're ready. Just wait for the signal. Signal? David 1, we did not discuss a signal. Ochnia, Falcon 1. Ochnia. Okay, it's coming up. When? Now? Okay, we did it. What do you mean you did it? We're confirmed? Yeah, man. It's all good, bro. We got it. We're supposed to coordinate. Alright, I just dropped mine. Control, we can confirm both payloads have been delivered. Target is destroyed. See, I told you, man. We're gonna do it. No problem. I don't know how you guys get anything done. Listen, brother, I'm starving. You want some shawarma? Shawarma? Actually, that sounds really good. Yeah, I can definitely go for that. Come, I know a place. Follow me. Straight, right. What? What does that mean? Oy vavoy. Okay, use Waze. By the way, they just picked the new Ayatollah, so we gotta go back after lunch. Are you serious right now? Don't worry, bro. We'll coordinate. Control, this is Falcon 1. We are approaching target.
To the isolationist right, to the woke right, to the people you know who you are who've been, so vocally against this war, so appalled by what Trump has done.
I just think this decision to go to war is just a total betrayal of the American people. I think it's treacherous. I think it's horrible. I think it's shameful. I think it's evil.
So you think Trump is an evil traitor?
By the way, nothing against Trump.
Oh.
But clearly this war with Iran, a foreign nation, is...
Now, I want to turn your attention to...
Yes?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Do you know why I pulled you over today?
Let's be honest, okay? This is about Israel.
Excuse me?
This is about Israel.
No, ma'am, it is not. We clocked you about 25 miles over the speed limit. You ignored the dividers, you had reckless driving, and you were willfully obstructing your view.
Right, okay. And who are you with again?
My name is Officer Truman. I'm with the NYPD.
More like NYPD IDF.
No, ma'am, that's not correct.
Are you registered as a foreign agent?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Who's in the car with you? Was that Mark Levin, Lindsey Graham, Ben Shapiro, Miriam Adelson?
No, ma'am, that is my partner, Officer Sterling. And you will be getting a ticket today.
Look, officer, I was lost, all right? I was trying to find the right direction.
And which way were you trying to go, ma'am?
Wherever the wind takes me.
All right, well, you're going to have to do it safely next time. Now, if it's okay with you, I'd like to ask you a few more questions.
Look, you can ask whatever questions you want. I'm supportive of your right to do it, and still am.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight, ma'am?
Hey, guess what? You're not the mother of the highway.
Ma'am, please cooperate. I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the vehicle.
What, did you pull over Candace too?
Oh, no, she's off the rails.
What?
Drove straight off a cliff. We didn't have to pull her over.
What? How?
Don't ask me, ma'am. We all saw it. Most reasonable people did. She did sideswipe Erica Kirk, though, on her way down.
Well, she's a young mother.
Ma'am, were you following Candace Owens on this road?
Yes! I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
That's
Look,
pretty funny.
I'm sorry. I don't
I get it. I get it. That's pretty funny.
His Tucker Carlson's the most spot on one so far.
Yeah. How long do you think I ran this shit lasts?
They're saying that it's supposed to be quick. I don't think so. Just
quick. It's who knows what
listen. We're gonna be in the Middle East again for another 20 years. That's what I'm prepared for mentally. You know what I mean? Is that we're just going to be talking about it around for
we can't stay
20 years.
Forever. Congress didn't approve it, so
well, that's why we're not going to invade. That's why we're not going into the country.
It does have a limit, a time.
I'm gonna tell you how I think it happens and how a ground invasion happens. The only way we stay is if there's some sort of ground invasion, right? And how do you make that happen?
Congress.
You got to get Congress involved. How do you get Congress involved? Well, you got to provoke Iran enough to cause enough damage for Congress to not have a choice. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you bring it to a World War II status kind of thing to where it was like, we weren't going to war in Europe. World War II was happening, I think, for 2 years before we went to the European theater. We were fighting Japan first. And that was 41. But World War II was happening in Europe from 39. So 39, 40, 41, we didn't go into Europe until, what was it? Like, the bombing campaign and stuff started in 42. I don't think we fought any Nazis in 41. So it took us a couple of years to get in. And that's because it got so fucking bad in Europe that we had no choice but for Congress to be like, hey, we got to go in. Otherwise, there's going to be no Europeans for us to do business with. You know what I mean?
I mean, I knew that, but I didn't know that America joined the war. I knew that it was after Pearl Harbor. But we didn't
against the Japanese. We didn't declare war against the Germans until later.
Germans. Well, it's not that we didn't even after the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor in December 1941. The United States declared war on Japan. Germany and Italy declared war on the U.S. a few days later.
Yeah, because they were allied with the Japanese. But they declared war on us, but we were like, oh, I guess we're fighting you too. You know what I mean? So until something like that happens, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously Iran's, at war with us also, right? Even though they're claiming it's the Israel-Iranian, Iranian war, right now. But we are backing Israel and other nations will also fall in line too. And there are obviously nations that are supporting Iran. But until something catastrophic enough happens to where Congress is like, all right, listen, we don't want to fucking do this, but you got to send our troops in to stop this. That's when it happens. And to be quite honest with you, I feel like either A, we'll hold out this bombing campaign so long that eventually it brings us into it, or we provoke something soon enough. Like they say, oh, we'll be done with this war in a week, and then right at fucking day 7, some catastrophic shit happens to where we can't get out, and then we have to send troops in. You know what I mean? Which I don't even know how I could predict the ending of that. You know, I'm sure we could ask that, you know, that history math professor guy, you know, whatever, who comes up with these predictions, what he thinks. But
I didn't even know that Japan, the reason why they wanted to attack America to begin with was America cut off the oil shipments to the region.
So you see where it starts, right? Once you cut off a major resource, shit hits the fan. And the thing is, like, you know, you're cutting the resource. You know, they're going to drop those mines in the Strait of Hormuz, block off the Persian Gulf, or try to attempt to slow the distribution of oil for around the world, because a bunch of countries buy their oil from the Middle East. You know what I mean? Also shooting themselves in the foot, but they have a bunch of oil themselves. They're not worried about fuel because they have it for themselves. The thing is that we have it too. It's just that we get mad when we have to dip into our own bank account of oil. You know what I mean? We'd rather use other people's money. You know what I mean? And when I mean money, I mean oil. You know? So if worse comes to worse, it's not like we can't use our reserves to fight a war, but we don't want to do that because we want those reserves for when all the oil runs out. Eventually. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And there aren't many places that we can go to look for it. You know what I mean? And we got Alaska, and we got Venezuela.
Texas,
you know,
oil.
And there's oil in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, but there's not much. There's not as much as there is in Venezuela. Has the largest oil deposit in the whole world. Yeah, but Venezuela has the largest oil deposit in the whole world. But we don't want to use that, and we don't want to have to go in there to take that shit over completely. You know what I mean? And that would put us in a desperate situation, which would bring Venezuela into a war with us also. You know what I mean? And you know, immediately they're going to end up siding with their allies on the other side of the planet. So that's how I think it's going to go. I think it's either A, provoke something catastrophic, or be there long enough. Either way, Congress will vote for war.
You think they
even though they're saying no now, I'm fucking telling you, even though they're saying no now, they're going to flip. Because it would be their best interest to do it. I don't know what would make it in their best interest. You know what I mean? That I can't tell you because I don't know all those details. But my gut is telling me either one of those two things is going to happen.
Yeah, we're fucked.
But ultimately, we're going to end up going troops on the ground. There's no way that does not happen. You know what I mean? This is not a Bosnia. This is not, you know, this is going to not be a Vietnam, but the thing is, like, even with Vietnam, we got sort of pulled into that. You know what I mean? Congress didn't want to fucking fully go into it. You had a bunch of isolationists in Congress back then that wanted to have fuck all to do with the rest of the world. They didn't even want to be in Korea. And these were the old school GOP conservatives. You know what I mean? But they still voted for it anyway. Right? So
they always all vote.
And, you know, technically Vietnam was never really truly classified on a world scale as a war. That was considered a conflict by many other superpowers. They don't even consider that a war. They consider that a 10-year-long conflict. You know what I mean? They don't consider it an official war because I don't think it was declared an official war. But Congress still voted for us to send troops there. You know what I mean? So something will tip the scales in that direction. Something. I don't know what, but something will. And if it doesn't happen soon, it will be we're still doing this shit a year later, and then after it's built up, then boots on the ground. Because the thing is, like with Iraq, the weapons of mass destruction, except in this case, you actually do have evidence of uranium enrichment. You do have evidence of, ballistic technology and all this stuff and all these military applications, the drone technology, obviously. So they're stepping up their tech, and it's obviously going to look like more of a threat than Iraq was, which should give more of a reason to go and put a stop to it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then once that happens, then Congress will be like, okay, let's go. They're saying no now, but that's not going to last. That's my final word on that motherfucker.
I'm just over here Google. Yeah, I can't talk. I'm over here Google searching casualties for different wars. Only U.S. casualties.
55,000 in Vietnam, right? 55,000?
I think so. I just had it up before. It's 58,000.
Yeah, so I was pretty close, but 58,000, that's a lot, dude. That's almost 60,000 troops. And
World War I is 116,000.
That was the bloodiest war, though, and that's Americans only.
Yeah, World War II was 400,000.
And yeah, can I say this? Americans lost 100 and something thousand men. There were more European troops who died. Like the total casualty count, I think, for World War I is in the millions, multi-millions.
And in Afghanistan, for 20 years,
16,000?
2,400.
Well, okay, so now look at it this way. If we're going to look in contrast, right, you could say, like, oh, modernity, like, lowers our casualties because we have higher tech weapons, the ability to blah, 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 you know what I mean? But, any loss of life is still loss of life. Once you get into the thousands, still a bunch. But I'm just saying, like, for us, Americans, the numbers, if we stay at our top game, the numbers of casualties that we have going from one conflict to the next is going to go down exponentially because we can protect ourselves a little bit better. But once we lose that protection, numbers can go up. You know what I mean? But you see it, like you see these numbers, they go down. You know what I mean? But if you if there's a statistic that you could say, well, how many troops did we send in World War I? How many troops did we send in World War II? How many troops did we send in Vietnam, and go so on and so forth? And you see those numbers go down because the thing is, I think we sent more troops in World War II, but we had less casualties. But there was also, more training. There was also better weapons. You know what I mean? There was also better surveillance. To understand the lay of the land.
Everything was better.
Yeah, you didn't know where trenches were in World War I. You'd fall into a ditch, you know what I mean, and break your leg. Like, you know what I mean? But in World War II, you knew where all these lines were set from all of the surveillance from the sky. Because you didn't have spy planes in World War I, Or if you did, they weren't like, there was no radar or anything like that,
Yeah, we didn't start getting radar and fiber optics until the aliens crash landed.
And we stole it and reverse engineered their tech.
Oh, they had spy planes in World War I, but it was photos.
That's what I mean. It wasn't like
unarmed prop planes.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like, yeah.
On that note,
another one in the books. What happened? No outro music?
You don't hear it?
No, I also don't see anything on the screen. It's just a blank screen.
Yeah, it doesn't come in until the music kicks.
Oh.
Right now it's like the intro beat and
there we go. All right. Done with another episode of Dumbfounded Dipshits podcast. We'll be back next Wednesday at 9:30, as we are every Wednesday, unless we say otherwise. Like and subscribe on YouTube. I don't know when we're going to be allowed back on Facebook because we have potty mouths.
14th.
And April 14th, right? Yeah. And I don't know when they're going to let us back on, what is it? Is it TikTok?
Yeah.
We talking too much shit. Is it a problem? So, again, like and subscribe. Come back here next week at 9:30 for more dippshhittery. We'll probably have some more ridiculous videos. Hopefully we don't all get blown up. And stay safe out there. Peace out, Mike. See you dipshits later. Good night, y'all.
Thank you.